Hi everyone, I hope that the long exposure landscape class is fun and useful to you. I'm going to show you how I edit this photo that I captured on Marshall's Beach. Okay, this is the before and here's the after. Okay, I'll show you all the steps that I'm going to perform in Lightroom and Photoshop. So first of all, there was motion blur in this photo. I'm going to sharpen it in an external software called Topaz Sharpen AI. It is super easy to use. With one or two clicks, you'll be able to fix the issue of motion blur. Okay. Okay. So motion blur, very blurry, or if your photo is out of focus, you can try this. But out of focus is not very helpful because the issue is really caused by motion blur. So I click on motion blur, very blurry, and apply. The wave was really strong yesterday, so that's why I got quite a lot of motion blur on the bridge. Okay. And see, it becomes so much sharper. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is to straighten up the bridge. Yep, like this. Okay, I'll increase the contrast, maybe increase the temperature by a bit, adjust the exposure, drop the highlights, raise the shadow. Okay, now I'm gonna play with the whites and the black sliders. On my keyboard, I'm pressing and holding the Option key as I touch the white slider, and you can see that the screen went all black. Okay, and this is good. So I'm gonna move the slider all the way to the right until I see something appears on the screen, like this red dot, and I'll stop here. And for the blacks, I'll keep pressing and holding the Option key, and as I do so, the screen becomes all white. And I will move the slider to the left until I see something, and I'll stop here. Okay, now that was the before and after. I'll raise the highlights and the shadows more, and then increase the contrast, and you'll see that this is the before and after. All right. And for the vibrance, I'll raise to +15. Luminance of the bridge and luminance of the water. Maybe drop the luminance and raise the saturation of red, orange, and yellow, and also blue. Okay, so I'll keep checking on the before and after to see how much work I have done. And next, I'll go to the mask and select the sky. Only the sky portion will be selected. Okay, I'm gonna raise the temperature of the sky, raise the contrast, and drop the highlights. Raise the whites, and also the blacks, and drop the black. Raise the shadow, texture and clarity, and saturation. I'll go back and forth to adjust each setting. All right, and for the color, I can add color elements to the sky. This is the purple look. That's too much to me, and I still prefer the orange and the red side. Okay, let's try this. All right, good. And then I'm gonna add a linear gradient filter and drag from the bottom to the middle, which is the horizon. And my editing will be affecting the water only. Okay. All right, let's see. Raise the contrast, drop the highlights, raise the shadow, and maybe I can make the water bluer. Slightly more blue. raise the saturation and sharpness, clarity. Okay, I'm not going to add color elements to the water. So, like this. All right. Before and after. Now, I'm ready to export my file to Photoshop and do more editings. Okay, so I'll select the photo, right click, go to Edit in Adobe Photoshop. Edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments, hit Edit. Okay, here, this is a copy in Photoshop. Look for this icon that looks like a circle. This is called a new adjustment layer. Click that layer and go to Vibrance. Raise the vibrance by, I think, somewhere around 15. And then go to another new adjustment layer. And this time, go to Brightness. And raise the brightness. Yeah. So increasing the brightness and the vibrance is always something that I would do as my first steps in Photoshop. Next, I'm going to edit the waves right next to the rock and bring in more contrast. So I will select levels and raise the contrast, but you can see that the whole picture is being affected, but that's fine. So I think, and my eyes are fixing on the parts that I want to edit, which is here, and also here, and also the big water current that is very close to the camera. Okay, this is my contrast, and I'm gonna turn this white layer mask to black. Okay, so I make sure I'm selecting the white layer mask, and I'm pressing Command I to turn it to a black layer mask, and then grab a brush and make sure the foreground color is white. If it is not white, press down the X key on your keyboard to toggle between black and white. Because my layer mask is black, the foreground color has to be white. All right. Okay. And I'll adjust the size of the brush and just paint on the area that I want the changes to be in. Okay. I do not want the whole water surface to have very sharp contrast. I'm selectively changing the contrast of the wave right next to the rocks because it will make the picture look so much better. All right, next, I'm going to work on the water streaks. Again, I'll go to Levels, and this time I will move the bar here that will affect the highlights like this. Okay, and next I'm going to turn this white layer mask to black by pressing down Command I, grab a brush, make sure the foreground color is white, and then I'll work on the water streaks. As you can see, the change is too drastic, but that's fine. I'm going to drop the opacity of that layer down to maybe 27%. Let me see, before and after. Okay, maybe just 20%. You can unbrush the change by pressing down Command X so that your brush becomes black again, and then paint on the area that you want to undo. Okay. All right, water streaks. I just want to bring more brightness to the water streaks so that the lines will stand out like this. Okay, next I'm going to work on the rocks. I want to add some brightness on the darkest rock. Okay, and again I'll go to Levels and raise the right here, raise the shadows, and my eyes are fixing on the darkest part of the rock, which is right here. Right, I'm going to turn it to black, Command I, grab a brush, make sure the foreground color is white, and I'll just paint on the darkest rock. This. like this. Okay, cool. Alrighty then. And I think I'm done with the rocks. Before I move on to something else, I want to make the mountains in the background darker. So I will go to levels again. Move the slider in the middle. Turn the layer mask to black. Grab a brush, and then just paint on the mountain. Okay, now I want to see the before and after I paint on the mountain. I'm going to close that layer by making it invisible, before and after. Okay, and I think I can make the mountains darker. So let me go to the level setting and just make it even darker. Yeah. So the benefit of using new adjustment layers is that you can always go back to the layer and adjust the settings if you're not happy with the result. And usually I will go back and forth each layer to make necessary changes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it is easier if you can name those layers. Say this one, it is affecting the waves right next to the rock. So I'll double click that layer and name it as, what should I name it? Water right next to the rocks. Okay, and this layer is my water current or water streaks. I'll name it as water streaks. All right, and this layer is the rocks. And this layer affects the mountain, I'm pretty sure. Okay, mountain, that's it. All right, I'm gonna add a layer that is called the color lookup to the image, and this is a game changer. All right, look, go to crisp warm, and you can see that the color, the contrast, and everything, it becomes like something like this, and this is very dramatic, right? 100% in that layer is too much. You can always bring down the opacity of that layer. You see, this is 0, no change. And as you increase the opacity to 100%, the change is 100% complete. Okay. Usually I will bring it somewhere in between 15 to 25%. Yeah, like this. All right. And I'll add another color lookup layer. And this time I'll select Fuji 250, something like that. This layer, okay? Fuji Eterna. Okay. And I'll bring the opacity to maybe 10%, 15%. Okay, now I think this part, the rocks and the water on the left, they're just too dark when I add this layer. So what I can do is I can undo this part by selecting the white layer mask, and this time grab a brush and turn the foreground color to black. So you can undo the changes of that color lookup to the rocks and the water on the left. Just like this. The changes are very subtle. Okay, that's a good thing about Photoshop. You do a lot of small and subtle steps and then to change the overall look and feel of the photo. And I love this feature of Photoshop. Yeah, like this. Okay, let me add another color lookup. And let's try fall colors. Wow, do you like that? I kind of like find it interesting, but I do not want my photos to look too fake. Yeah, you know, sometimes when there are too much editings, the photo will look very unrealistic. And this is something that you do not want, right? So let me just bring in around 16%. Okay, and I'll grab a brush, turn the brush opacity to 5, and then make it as big as possible, like this size. And I'm gonna paint over the whole picture to undo 5% Just 5%. Yeah, to undo 5% of that layer. Okay, just like this. Now, I'm going to group all these steps into one single group. Okay? And the purpose of doing this is I want to see how much steps I've performed in Photoshop and to review the before and after. I'll click on the top layer, press and hold down the Shift key, and go all the way down to the first layer, and then press down Command G to group them. And I will name this group Editings in Photoshop. All right, and let's make this layer invisible. Now, that was the picture that we just did in Lightroom. And in Photoshop, we have performed all these steps, and I think this is cool. Now, I'm gonna bring the whole picture back to Lightroom. So press down Command S to save and go back to Lightroom. It will save another copy in the film strip. Yes, I think this is the photo. Okay, very nice. I'm gonna make it sharper and reduce the noise. Final retouching, raising the contrast, dropping the highlights by a tiny little bit, and the vibrance. Okay, now I'm ready to export this picture to a folder called Edited. Choose, okay, quality 100%, resolution 240, and export. Yay! So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.